G'day, mate, and welcome back to Capital Industry with me, Jetty. Jetty
is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
After recently giving the people of You Shall Not Pass Medical 2, it turns out I was in need of medical myself, and I came down with flu deadly. The good news is I didn't starve, unlike the people of the island, so now I've recovered without the help of Medical 3. So it's time to get back to the island. Today's plan, fix the fuel shortage. What fuel shortage, you may ask? The one we don't have yet. But that means before I succumb to the man flu again, I need to ask, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like early in the video. Sure, Medical 3 might be a better solution for the man flu, but I'll settle for a like instead. As always at the start of every episode, I like to thank those that go above and beyond, those that choose to support the channel. And today, I need to thank the wonderful Matthew Walker for choosing me a YouTube, or choosing to become a YouTube member and choose to support the channel. Also, I need to thank his good friend, the wonderful AFK Noob, for also choosing to become a YouTube member and choosing to support the channel. Also, at the same time, I need to give a big thank you and a big shout out to, well, every single YouTube member, every single Patreon member, every single Twitch subscriber. Thank you, every single one of you, for choosing to support the channel. It's very, very much appreciated. It means that when I come down with a horrible, deadly version of man flu, it means I have a chance to recover rather than trying to get back to work as fast as possible, and there is no way I can talk at this speed for 40 minutes straight without dying mid-video. So what I need to do is I need to thank every single one of you for choosing to support the channel. Also, thank you, even if you're not supporting the channel, even if you're just choosing to sit at home and like the videos, I very much appreciate things. So what first thing I need to do is I need to upgrade each one of these vehicles. That's going to be very, very important, except I have a fuel shortage. I have a fuel shortage that we need to talk about. Well, it either exists or it's going to exist in the not too distant future. So we're going to go for an alternative fuel source. The fuel source. That is, we're going to be swapping vehicles across to hydrogen, which is be fine, except I don't actually make hydrogen at the moment. So I'm sort of starting off my very own sort of time bomb that I need to, well, sort out something. So first thing I need to do is I need to get rid of that, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to knock it over, but they might. Next thing I need to do is I need to talk about the rock belt that I left last episode. I left it sitting right here and I forgot all about it. And then I put in a thingy and then a belt, and then moved it out to the sea and put that in the wrong way. So I need to fix the loose lift and make sure it goes up, over, and out. And it's going to take, well, all the rock down to here, at which point we're going to split it. Half is going to go to that one, and the other half's going to go to this one. This one I want to move all the way forward because, well, the shorter distance you have to run, the better. I think it's that tile. I hope it's that tile. I think it's left one tile. I know it is exactly that tile. Okay, I want to move that a little bit further forward so he doesn't have to drive so far. We're also going to unassign him so somebody else can be assigned to this one instead. And we're going to keep dumping stuff in the sea as fast as we can. All right, next thing I need to do is, well, I need to worry about spent fuel. Spent fuel is actually something I'm going to ignore for a little while, because in our last episode, we did get glass rocket chairs up and running. With glass rocket chairs up and running, I need to do a small thing, and that is, well, I need to turn on recycling, because we don't have recycling currently, and I haven't worried about recycling too much because it's not really, you know, super urgent. With us just doing medical, we only sort of really kick out recyclables when, you know, it's flu season, which it is currently. The good news is it's just very severe. It's like a less worse version of man flu. But you won't give me a number. Bugger. You gotta run for a month for me to get a number. We're in Feb, so we're gonna wait till end of March. End of March, we should be able to get a number for recyclables, but we're not gonna be using too many of them. The glass rocking chairs will get us some recyclables, but the recipe is, well, glass, which gives us some recyclables, steel, some recyclables, and wood, which actually causes more trash. Yeah, one of those little things you find out about capital industry. If you give people glass rocking chairs, their amount of trash goes up because they can't recycle the wood. Wood is not a recyclable item, at least in the game world. So you should run, we're going to be way less than 72, so I'm not too worried about that. But one thing I am worried about is, well, electronics 2. Electronics 2 have actually been an issue for a while. Also, technically, maintenance 2. As I keep upgrading more and more machines to, well, the more higher tech versions, they require maintenance 2, which does mean that I'm using less maintenance 1. Now, I had planned out 4 of these, which is enough to 2,000 maintenance 1. The problem is, well, I'm only really technically at this point, I can make enough maintenance 2 to cover me about 1,000, but potentially it's up to, well, 1,400, and we're about to add a whole lot more electronic, well, maintenance 2 machines. So I need to cut back on my maintenance 1 and instead have more maintenance 2. The problem is the way these belts are designed, they're designed for electronics 1, and I need electronics 2. The good news is Well, I may have planned a little ahead a little bit, and I should be able to dump that in there. So with that done, I want to get that built. Also means you're going to be outputting 24 plus 18, 18, 18. That is definitely a reason to upgrade that belt. Plus you do another 24, so that's like 75. Let's go with plus. We'll call it 60, and then another little bit on the end, and you guys process 144, which definitely means that I need another one of these guys, because I'm definitely making more than 144 recyclables from just maintenance. That belt does 200. No, I don't need to upgrade that yet. You now process 210. We're going to upgrade that just so I don't have to worry about the future in case I need to swap another machine over. But that should fix my maintenance 2 problem that I don't have yet. Low food supply is not a problem. We have 6 months because it took about 12 months for everybody else to come back alive. And, well, we're just going to ignore that problem. Low supply of iron ore, diesel, I called it flowers. Okay. The good news is I have too many flowers. That is the design feature, so I can turn that notification off and close that for good. All sorting plan is blocked due to too much stone. Okay, I need to solve this problem preferably sooner than later. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a belt. We're going to grab a U-shaped belt, and we're going to bring it from there to... let's go with that tile, then that tile, then come up to height 3. That way the little trucks can get underneath. And this is definitely a temporary belt, so, you know, I can run it messily if I want. And then I'm going to stop right here, because I definitely planned ahead. Actually, I can go up a tile. Yeah, we go up a tile. We're going to go up a tile and drop this right here because I definitely planned ahead, and therefore I don't need to use a loose lift because I definitely planned ahead. Now, with that in place, it means I can grab the belt from here, bring it up to height 3, and bring it to that tile where I can put in another loose lift because I definitely planned ahead and had plenty of room to fit this in. No. You need to go at ground level first. Thank you. And then upper level. And then flippy. And then build that. And build that. And build that. And also means I can put in one of these. And leave myself a gap in case I need a second one of these. Because I do need to get that crap out of there. Alright, cargo depot we know about. Low supply of water is for this one. I don't care about that. High supply of spent fuel. We're still ignoring that problem for a little while longer. All right, you guys can't dump stuff. I need you guys to be able to dump stuff. So you are a rock only tower. You are a rock and dirt tower, and anything over number 1 is, well, technically rock and dirt and slag and who knows what else. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign you guys to the, well, assign this to this area, and then we're going to go to who's having problems? It is... Okay, not you. It is iron ore. Okay, iron ore, if... No, iron ore we're going to leave. It is the clearing crew. Okay, clearing crew. If you guys are having problems and you can't dump your stuff, and it happens to be just dirt and rock, you can take your dirt and rock to there. One of them had just dirt and rock. Excellent. Everybody else has a mixture of iron as well. So unfortunately, we're going to have to keep digging, well, sorting through this system. But with the extra belt put in, and we're dumping 450 per minute, that should come across here, dump it on this belt, which, well, will eventually go out to the sea and then get dumped by a dedicated truck. You're empty. Can I? Thank you. And uni remove. And just make that belt bigger. Excellent. And surfaces. Can I have my cobblestone? No, this is concrete, right? This is concrete. Concrete is just concrete. Yeah, it's just concrete. Okay, so we can... Okay, that one's built now. All right, so we can dump that to there. You have a dedicated dump truck, and you don't have a dedicated dump truck, but I don't think I need it because we're prioritizing that way. So I think we'll be okay. All right, next thing on my list. My control has nowhere to dig. All right, so you guys have dug down to whatever height you're at, and let's turn off some overlays. I don't want to see groundwater, and I don't want to see mining dumping, and I want to count the bars. So we have... dark brown, or whatever you want to call it, is 2, 4, 6, 8. So about 9 levels, 10 levels lower than what we are currently. We're at minus 28, which means I want to get down to minus 38. That sounds painful. I don't know if I can do that, but what I do know is I have a bunch of coal we're trying to get rid of. Whilst I have a bunch of coal we're trying to get rid of, can I go to here? Can I cut out all of that? Can I also cut out that? Can I... 3 tiles. 3 tiles is plenty of space for you guys to turn around. Can I have you cut that? And then... That's 37. Which makes that 37. Which is not quite 10 tiles. It's 9 tiles. Really, I want to aim for 10, but, you know, it's close. Quartz mind control tower. Quartz mind control tower should dump into everything. Huh? Oh, it's you. It's not you. It's you. That processes dirt and rock. Yeah, I don't know why you're complaining. I really don't know why you're complaining. But I do know that obviously, who are you? Limestone. 1, 2, 3. You're all parked right there. You have a whole bunch of sand. Can I unassign you? And you found somewhere to put that sand. Great. Can I unassign you? And can I assign you to quartz? Yeah, we're gonna have another truck on quartz because limestone. I still have this team digging their way through through limestone as well, so I'm not too worried about limestone. All right. So what do I need to do in today's episode? I haven't even got to today's episode. What we need to do. All right. First thing is a couple of things. First, we're not running science at full speed. Why are we not running science at full speed? Because I can't get enough electronics 3 to run science at full speed, which means that I'm potentially missing out on consumer electronics, also some solar panels, and probably more importantly, the medical 3, because I still feel like, well, not 100%. And yes, it was just the flu. It was definitely not COVID. I know that because I definitely didn't take a test for COVID. So what I need to do is I need to work out how to get more electronics 3. Electronics 3 come from microchips and electronics 2. Microchips, well, I would process 9 microchips right here, which would be fine, except I only make 8 microchips. So I need to make microchips faster. The best way to make microchips faster is double the build. The other alternative is I drag that to there and then I go, you know what? Every single microchip machine too, we're going to upgrade to the next tier. It is going to cost me an awful lot of power. We're going to go from, 3 teraflops and 200 watts to... Oh, that's not how I need to find it here. Here we go. 400 watts, 6, 3. So it's a little bit cheaper on workers. Also, technically a little bit cheaper on maintenance. I will take it. So we're going to do that. It does mean I'm going to need more teraflops. So you're already full. Can I get you built? And therefore, can I get you built? And we're going to hit that pause, but we'll get the building physically built. All right. But that should let me make 16 microchips. Now, if I'm going to make 16 microchips, I need to process 16 microchips. So that means they need to come down here. If I upgrade you to the next tier, you're going to use 6, plus you'll use 6, plus you'll use 6. That's 9. Really? It only doubles? It does. So 6, 6, and 9, which is less than the 16 we're making. Yeah. I should have a stockpile of microchips somewhere. No, not really. All right. So with that done, I definitely need to up the priority on this because, well, we're still extremely busy. Oh no, that's 21. That's 21. 21. 21. Fine. Maths is hard. Probably didn't upgrade the last one. That would have been 15. Yeah, no, we're probably better off at 21. All right. So that should make our electronics 3 faster. Electronics 3 means that in theory, I can get science running faster. Also means, in theory, in positivity, I definitely need to have another robotics assembler running so I can keep making servers, because I'm going to need to be able to keep upgrading the amount of servers I have in all these buildings. Also means, oh, there we go. Also means I'm now going to have a brand new problem, and that is going to be electronics 2. Electronics 2 were already starved, which means I need to make electronics 2 faster. Yeah, to make electronics 2 faster, I need to have more PCBs and more electronics 1, along with more silicon poly. Well, PCBs come directly from the machine behind, so I, in theory, can upgrade a couple of these to the next tier if I turn on more of these machines. So that's in theory possible. But the catch is going to be I need to have, more electronics 1. I'm currently, electronics 1. Let's go with electronics 1. So I am currently using 12, 24, so 48 across these guys. Plus, we're going to be using a whole lot of electronics 1 inside maintenance. but the box is currently full, so I'm probably okay. So that means in theory, if I turn this machine on and I also upgrade this machine and turn it on, in theory, I can run 2 of these machines, being you and being you at the next tier, in theory. Because you're now going to need to have 24 and 24. That means you need to have 24 PCBs. You use 12 PCBs. So technically I can upgrade all 4 of them. I just hit the red cap on teraflops. Yeah, can I go back to teraflops? Can I unpause that and fill up them racks? That's something. Okay. All right, back to this problem. You make 24, 24, 24. So you use 24, you use 24. So actually, if I pause you, I can run that belt to there. That should work. Yeah, I should have upgraded this machine and not that machine. It should work. It should balance out. It should, hopefully. Yeah, there's no way to prioritize these guys. All right, but I guarantee you that's brought me a new problem because I have 24 poly being used here, 24 poly here. That belt needs to go faster. That, and that, please. Cool. I'm using 24 poly. 24 poly, that's 48 poly plus another 12 and 12. That's another, what, 36? 12. 24 plus 24 plus 12 plus 12 is 72. That's a lot more than I thought. Oh, bugger. Okay, and poly is also used in this machine at a rate of 24, and I guarantee you it's actually using 24 now, which means I need to have 96 poly. 96 poly is a bit of a problem because currently I'm only making 24, 48. 24, 48, 72. So that means I need to make at least another 24 poly, which means I need to turn on another one of these. Now, another one of these uses 3 megawatts worth of power. My other option is, and this is where we get into the dangerous zone, I can have an arc furnace 2. An arc furnace 2 just runs at twice the speed. It does also mean that it needs to bring in water and also create some low pressure steam. But also makes twice as much exhaust, but that should be fine. Like, all the numbers are pretty much doubled, except there's one other big catch. One other big catch with the Arc Furnace Mark II, and that means rather than using 3 megawatts worth of power, it uses 5.5 megawatts worth of power. So it's technically slightly more efficient, but now it also uses 4 teraflops worth of computing power, whereas the standard one doesn't. Also, it's going to need maintenance too. But if I get water over here, I could potentially upgrade these 2 machines and spend 11 megawatts worth of power rather than having 4 machines running using 12 megawatts worth of power. So technically it's a little bit more power efficient, and as I'm going up on that power limit, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. The only thing is I need to have water over here. To get water over here, I need to find a water pipe. The good news is I happen to have kept one reasonably close, which we should be able to bring over here, and then I just need to find something to do with steam. Steam, we're going to have to cool down a cooling tower, so that's going to be our plan. We're going to throw down a cooling tower there, probably. Yeah, and let's see if I can plumb this in without being able to see any of it. So we're going to have transports. I'm going to grab a pipe. Pipe is going to go... No, because I can't get it connect. I can do the plumbing, but it's not going to face the right way because it hasn't been upgraded yet. All right, but what I can do is I can grab my water pipe. We're going to grab the water pipe. It's going to be nice and big and fat. So we're going to run it between glass, bring it to here, over the top, and then drop it down to, that'll do. Throw in a pipe balancer, because we're going to have to balance this stuff together. I need to bring you into there. I then need to bring your output into there, and then I need to bring you, can I get you to go through that tile? That should do me, and that's going to be our plan. So what I need to do is, I need to pause you, and have you bleed through the rest of that stuff, and then I need to upgrade that and upgrade that. Okay, we're going to upgrade both of those. We're going to get them up to the next level. I do have a shortage of sand, which is probably not a great idea. 48, 48, 48. That's 150. 200 belt, 200 belt, 200 belt, 200 belt. I'm worried. No, 200 belts should be fine. All right. Arc Furnace 2 has no recipe select. Yep, because it's a brand new recipe. Because now, why didn't you upgrade it? Definitely need you upgraded. All right, definitely new recipe now because it now also requires water and steam. So I need to turn that on. I need to turn that on. They're going to instantly complain about not having water, which means I need to plug. Please plug water into there. Bring my water out. Sure, that time will. No, water's already done. Water's already done. So I just need to get that built, and that built, and then plug that into there. And nope, and that into there. All right, with that done and that removed from the end, that should get me water in. You are going to be a priority in, and therefore all I need to do is find the steam. Steam's going to be around the front. It's going to be right here, and yep, that works. We're going to bring the water pipe through the middle. Ah, crap! I put the water pipe blocks the steam pipe. Okay, can you just live there for 2 seconds? Can I rip out that part, rip out that part, rip out that part, and okay. Now I could pipe. Now I can bring the steam pipe. I need to plug into that bit. Yep. Steam pipe through to here, and then out to this. Nope. Out to there, and then up and over, and plugged into the tower. Cool. All right, and plug that into there, and that in there. Come on, into there. Nope, you gotta go down. Gotta go down. I don't like it when it bends the other way. You're gonna bend the other way no matter what. Fine, now I'm less impressed. All right, we'll blame it on this particular map. Okay, so you're gonna be the priority in, and that means you guys should be able to dump your steam, right? At least one of you should. Oh, you probably be able to do it a whole lot better if I actually built the pipe. Well, let's plug in that side as well. All right. Hello? Yeah. All right. So with that done and that done, you should be able to dump your steam. Yes. And steam should come to here. And you're going to produce a whopping 12 steam. And you're going to process 24 steam. It's low pressure steam. There's not a lot you can do with low pressure steam. You could run it through a thermal desalinator and turn it into, well, more water. Also, by the same token, you could run it through a low pressure turbine. If I had multiple of these running together, so I can guarantee that I was always going to have 24 low pressure steam, it's something you can consider doing. But for right now, this will serve our purpose, and we get those guys up and running, which means I can pause that, and well, you can run it a little bit faster, and therefore, hopefully, I keep up with the amount of poly I need. All right, so that should hopefully solve that problem. All right, next one, no available designations. Really? You dug that all out already? Wow. Okay, the point is we've definitely got to the bottom. Can I dig that? And yeah, power is unhappy. Okay, can I just pause for 2 seconds so I can... I'm going to dig that at that angle to start with, just in case. Oh, also, yeah, can we just dig out the other half of the whole ramp? That sounds like an awesome idea. Yeah, that's ruined now. Okay, power. I need to go to the reactor. Reactor is running very, very well, but is backing up on fuel. So we're going to burn the fuel faster and therefore run the reactor a little bit hotter. But more hot makes more power, therefore more happy. All right, whilst we have problems with power and happiness and everything else, I also need to do a new thing. New thing is I need to take this and I need to go to this one. I need to start the repairs on that, and I need to load Mr. Shippy up with, no, that button. I need to start loading the ship up with construction parts so I can go get another uranium mine up and running. Okay, quartz tower, no place to dump products. I don't know which truck? Not that truck. Not that truck. Not that truck. Not that truck. You say no place to dump things, but then, like, a truck doesn't come over with stuff that it can't dump. I'm guessing maybe this is just backing up. Like, if you bring over 230 into here, that's an awful lot. An awful lot. I probably need 2 of these guys. There's just not enough space in here for it to process everything. Anyway, all right, so you're all loaded up. We're going to load you up with crew, and therefore I'm going to go out here. I'm going to repair this, which instantly means the amount of people. Now, it's been asked many, many times. Actually, no, we have one of those left. And can I upgrade that one too and get that one built? That'll give me another 100 people. That should solve that problem. All right, Dr. Martin is struggling to find a spot. That's all right. Somebody will undermine you shortly. Okay, and low supply of silicon. That should fill back. No, it won't really fill back up. It'll fill up once this fills up. Yeah, it'll fill up once that fills up. And you are running full speed. Yeah, you have enough. Perfect. All right. Diesel. All right. Let's talk about diesel. So if I look at and I look at fuel. Fuel gives you some numbers, some things, but the main one you want to go on is production. As you can see, I am flatlined on my fuel production. My oil refinery is running perfectly fine and perfectly flat out. Now, the solution to that is, upgrade the refinery. Just double it. Just take Jetty's full blueprint of a refinery and put it down. Well, double the size, and then therefore everything be fine. Therefore you can have twice as much fuel. The problem is, you shall not pass. So I need a new solution that doesn't involve more diesel. So we're going to go over hydrogen. Now my problem with hydrogen is I did allocate a bunch of vehicles to get upgraded. This is priority 13, so probably not happening too fast. But also, I don't actually have anywhere producing hydrogen. We're producing a little bit of hydrogen as sort of a byproduct, a subproduct of a different product, but we're not producing a whole lot of hydrogen, which means that I need to unpause you and you and run you full speed. Cool. Which means I need to look at a new way of getting fuel. A new way of getting fuel, also a new way of getting power, because, well, technically this reactor can do 120 megawatts and we're at 100, and I'm sort of, things are getting close. So what I need to do is I need to work out how to get hydrogen. Now I can get hydrogen from fuel products, that's perfectly fine, but there are other options. The catch is, also hydrogen. The catch is hydrogen. Hydrogen is a very, very big catch because hydrogen is not as fuel dense as diesel. If I look at a mega excavator, it uses 5 fuel every 60 seconds. But if I look at the hydrogen version, it uses 6 fuel. So it's 20% less fuel dense when compared to hydrogen, when compared to diesel. So what I need to make sure is, if I'm going to have hydrogen vehicles, realistically, I need to make sure that wherever I'm using them, the hydrogen is plumbed there in a pipe rather than moved by trucks. And I also need to accept they're going to have to be refueled 20% more often because they're going to burn through fuel 20% faster. And a tanker truck is not going to suddenly hold an extra 20% fuel because it happens to be hydrogen. A tanker truck is still going to hold. Of course, he's holding nothing right now. A tanker truck is still going to hold 78, no matter what. Why are you up here? We have a guy up here. Where's the guy up here? Down there. God, trucks. All right. So what I need to do is I need to start making hydrogen. The best way to make hydrogen is under crude oil refining. It is in the hydrogen reformer. The hydrogen reformer reforms hydrogen. Originally, we're taking some fuel gas and adding some high-pressure steam to it, get a little bit of hydrogen, a whole lot of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is fine. I don't mind the carbon dioxide. We turn the carbon dioxide into graphite. Graphite goes into the arc furnaces. I recycle everything on this island. But my other option, my better option, a much more efficient recipe is to turn water with some super steam into a whole lot of hydrogen. With some oxygen, which I guess we could vent. Maybe if I could light it on fire, it probably would, just because I like the fire effects. Also get some depleted steam, which technically could probably turn back into water. But there's a catch. I need to have super steam. Now, super steam you can get very, very easily via the electric boiler. You can make 12 super steam. You conveniently use 12 super steam. It's like a match made in heaven. The catch is this needs 8 megawatts worth of power. This needs another 250 kilowatts worth of power. For that sort of combination, you pretty much should have just been running the trucks on batteries, because it would be more efficient than, we're using the electric heater to boil the steam, to make super steam, to then, cram it in here to then make hydrogen. So what I need is a more efficient way of making hydrogen, which, we just need hot stuff. We need super steam. So the good news is I happen to have, a reactor. A very, very hot reactor that makes, no, wrong button, totally wrong button. Very, very hot reactor that totally makes a whole lot of steam. Can I rotate you around, and can I put you 2 tiles away, please? Yep. Because you're going to need water. Conveniently, there happens to be a very large water tank right here that I feel like I could probably steal some water out of. Can I? I can, as long as I prioritize. Yeah, I can prioritize. We're just going to have a fast breeding reactor. That's going to be our answer. We're just going to have one of these guys. This will make all the steam we need. But it means I need to find fuel for it. So to find fuel for it, I need to come back to my refinery. Well, my existing refinery, my existing nuclear refinery. Yeah. And I need to enable a few things. So first thing I need to enable is this guy. This guy needs to start running this recipe. It is going to take in 20% enriched uranium plus some salt and give me some core fuel. At the same time, I'm going to pause this guy. So all the fuel, it goes over to this guy because I want him running. I want him running hard. All right, he's going to make me some core fuel. Core fuel is going to go in the pipe because the new type of reactor, all the fuel goes in pipes. Next thing I need to do is I need to enable this guy. This guy needs to take in core fuel spent, i.e. fuel we have sort of, used up a little bit, just burnt a little bit off, and get me back core fuel. Core fuel is going to be very, very important. This guy needs to have the recipe enabled. Normally, if you put down this blueprint and I've already unlocked the recipes, obviously that'll already be set for you, but in my case, I put down the recipe, I put down the blueprint early, and therefore didn't have any recipes unlocked. But you're going to take in depleted uranium plus some salt, and you're going to give me blanket fuel. Blanket fuel is very, very good for keeping reactors warm. The problem is blanket fuel becomes enriched, and therefore I need to de-enrich my blanket fuel, so I need to turn this guy on as well, who's going to take my blanket fuel and then give me back core fuel, and then I need to turn him on as well. Now my problem is I need this guy to boot up, and I need him to put a whole lot of fuel in that pipe, and he's just turned on, and boost the hell out of him, and let's go. All right, next thing I need to do is I need to get some of that blue fuel. Blue fuel I can get, well, blanket fuel. I can get from, one of these machines. Now, one of these machines can turn my old spent fuel, the one that's sitting in this box, putting on this error message saying I'm going to overflow, and, well, I can reprocess that in this guy, which is exactly what I'm going to want to do. And I also want to unity boost that. Now, the problem is, this is not really designed for that part of the recipe. This is sort of designed originally to make us, plutonium, so I could then make MOX fuel. But I'm no longer going to make MOX fuel, so that doesn't exist, that doesn't exist, that doesn't exist, that doesn't exist, which does free me up some area. The problem is, giant problem, massive problem, is, well, you're missing an item. You're missing salt, so I need to get salt over here. So I need to disconnect this little pipe, please. Go away. And then I need to get the salt, which happens to be conveniently located very, very closely. It's almost like somebody mostly planned for this. The only thing they didn't plan for was how to get that into there. So we're going to dump you right there. Because I didn't plan for it, it means that I'm fully entitled to use a loose lift to get that done. Can I get you flippied, and then can I plug that into there? So with that done and that done, you will then still not work. Cut back. Yeah. Almost worked, but due to somebody deciding that they just liked the way the molten glass looked on a belt, and making the belt extra long for the fun of it, I need to have just a little bit more room in here, because I still need to get that acid pipe fed in. No, that way? It is that way. Okay. Build that in there, and then can I get this acid pipe, just plug that into there. Yeah, plug, please, thank you. All right, so with you now getting, acid plus molten glass plus salt, you can take in my spent MOX and give me blanket fuel, also some fission products. Now, blanket fuel obviously needs to come out the front, and it needs to go somewhere. The somewhere it needs to go is, it needs to come into, no, remove. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. It needs to come into the blanket fuel pipe. Now, the blanket fuel pipe is very, very important, and therefore has some priorities on it. Priority number one is we make sure we take all our enriched blankets, because I like me blankets, but I like it when they're less rich. Well, actually, no, I really like things that are rich. Hence, I mine up every bit of gold I can. I process every bit of gold I can every single run, but I like, everybody else to be less rich and me to be most rich. So I need to de-enrich my blanket fuel and just turn it into normal blanket fuel so I can keep the reactor warm. Also, it gets me core fuel. The very important part about this process, it means I actually become fuel positive, but we'll cover that in just a second. What I need to do is I need to put in another balancer, because this is priority number one. I need to make sure this runs no matter what. But then, if I have any other sources that have blanket fuel, they can come to here. So can I run this pipe through this mess? I don't care how, and plug that in there. Cool. With that done, you can then dump your blanket fuel into that pipe and over there, but blanket fuel is very, very important, and because I need to store everything in the pipe, I'm going to upgrade the hell out of the pipes so I store as much as possible. Also, blanket fuel is a whole lot less radioactive. In fact, it's zero radioactive compared to our spent MOX. Spent MOX I can now unpause, which means I get all the spent MOX out of this building and into there. Why am I minus 8 workers? Did I just use them all? Okay. Unpause. Okay. Working problem solved. All right, so that'll get my mocks over my blanket fuel. Sorry, my blanket fuel over here. We're gonna store just a little bit of blanket fuel in the balancer. I guess it's all disappeared into the balancer. But also means I can get rid of my spent mocks. Now, the other thing I need to do is I need to take all that lovely blue waste, the fishing products, I need to do something with them. Normally, the way the system's set up, they go into here, at which point, well, we keep them until we dispose of them. Because eventually, after 100 years of your waste sitting in a box, well, it gets to be disposed of. When it gets disposed of, it pops into here, and then we properly shred it, and then the shredded recyclables go into the recycling system. Wonderful way of dealing with your waste. But I need to get that out of my way. So we're going to dump that right there, and then we're going to process that from there, because you are also going to have fishing products. But with that done, I can remove this, and I definitely don't want to store my fishing products in here anymore. I'd like to store them elsewhere. In fact, I would like to very much store them there. Height 1, height 2, height 2, height 2, height 2, height 2 to here, and then height 1, thank you, and height ground, and into there. Cool. Because I want to empty this box. I really don't want this box to have any more tasty blue waste in it. I'd really like it empty, so we're going to say untick that, and everything should come straight out of that box and off onto the belt and disappear into this box. We're just going to have one box for all the blue waste. Once the blue waste is finished being blue, and then, you know, being a little bit more happy after being sitting in solitude for 100 years, it'll pop to here and it'll be processed, which means empty faster. You can be emptied. As for you, you are still processing that. Can I do a really quick little connection? I want you to export stuff. Oh, that sucks. Actually, didn't I wait for you to be emptied? That's annoying as hell. Okay, fine. All right, we're gonna wait for that stuff to empty. All right, whilst we wait for stuff to empty, I need to build that pipe. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I need to get my fuel from here to here. But this type of reactor, all the fuel flows in pipes. So that means I need to grab a pipe. Now, the pipes for our reactors, the blueprint itself is actually designed so everything is on a separate level. So on level 1, being the bottom level, is going to be our core fuel. We're going to bring our core fuel to here, and then to here, and then pass the end of that machine. And then due to, well, I'm going to have 4 pipes. I'm going to raise you up for just a little bit, at which point I'm going to drop you down, and we're going to drop you, let's go with here. Yeah, let's just go with here. That seems like a good spot for you. Also means, as I'm going to have vehicles that need to get past, we're going to throw down a vehicle ramp, just a medium size, then right about here, and that way, well, all the diggy boys and all the trucky boys can get past. All right, so that's going to be our core fuel. Now, obviously, if I have core fuel, I need to then, well, return that core fuel. This machine here is the core fuel spent, which I need to take, from here to, height number 1, to here, to here, to here, drop down to ground level, through to here, up to height number 1 tile short, and over here. And then again, we're just going to drop you right there. Except you need to face the other way because you're a return fuel. All right, so then height number 3. Height number 3 is this pipe number here. It is the pipe mark 2, and that is for the blanket fuel to make sure the reactor stays warm. Very important you have a warm reactor. And you're going to be at height number 2, please. Yes, please. And you're going to come to here, and then through to here, and then drop down and plug under here, and over the top, and we're going to bring that pipe to just here with the rest of the family. All right, now obviously once we have our blanket fuel, we don't want our blankets to become too rich because they can't stand anyone else on the island becoming far too rich, so we need to de-enrich our blankets. Hopefully that makes me richer. Big trucks might need to go around. Yeah, I might need to move this whole thing. There to there. Come on. To there. To there. Alright. Can I rearrange some pipes? Okay, can I get... actually, just that cut out. Okay. Can I run that from there to... That'll do me. And then can I run the next tier of pipe? There to there to there. And then the next tier of pipe, which is a fat pipe. Height 2 to there. And then the last one, which is a skinny pipe. No, I want a skinny pipe. I don't want to mix up my pipes. To there and to there. Okay. Except your return pipe. Can I get you flipped, and you flipped. All right, so let's build our pipes. Very important we get our pipes built because that's where we're going to be storing our fuel for right now. You are uni boosted and you've burnt through everything. Where is all my uranium? Bring me uranium. Okay, so to get my fuel, to start my reactor, we haven't talked about what? You're not digging this out. This worries me. All right, you guys, we're going to risk you digging sideways. Because like, I want you to take stuff out, but I don't want you to knock it over. What is that? Oh. 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 Yeah, I didn't need that till later, and it's now later. If I put you there, you can get past. Okay, cool. Can I set you to be no, not gold scrap? Copy, paste. That's not gonna work. Ooh, I need to filter this, but I'm not going to filter this. Okay, capital industry. Capital industry does give you filters, so you can filter things. Very handy if you can filter things. You're one tile fatter. You are cool. But if there is not a filter that exists for the thing that you want to do, like, you know, for argument's sake, well, pipes. Yeah, you can go with a poor man's filter. Yeah, which is exactly what we're going to implement right here. We're going to have a poor man's filter. Sure. So you're limited to just broken glass. So therefore, the only thing that can get off here is broken glass. Now, it's not going to get off all the broken glass. There's just a 50-50 chance the broken glass is going to, when it passes the connector, go into the bucket. As there's plenty of room on the bucket sort of accepts and sucks in any broken glass on the way past. Which means that solves my broken glass problem. Because I need to have broken glass so I can come in here so we can, well, we resmelt more glass to make more broken glass. Mimos, you're done. Can I change you over to spent fuel? Can I pause the game because I don't want the trucks helping? Can I get you to export directly to there? Can I get you to also assign one little trucky boy, except assign only, nobody else? And I want to drag that all the way down there. Because if I do this wrong, 10 trucks drive over and all pick up nuclear waste at the same time. You can imagine with them carrying around that much spicy on the back of their ute, truck, whatever you want to call it, bad things would happen to the general population. So because I say accept assign only one truck can move it from here to here. Because only one truck's doing it, nothing bad happens, also means I can now enable that recipe. And we can now recycle our spent fuel and also turn it into wonderful blue fuel. Now, back to my nuclear reactor and my blue fuel, my red fuel, my other fuel. All right, I need to take this fuel, I need to plug this fuel into here. Then I need to, well, bring this fuel out and pipe 1, please. Thank you. Plug that one in there. Then I need to take my blanket fuel, and plug it in here here as well. And then we're going to take our enriched blankets and bring our enriched blankets back to there. There we go, much better. All right, that's going to be our plan. So that'll bring our pipes up to there, which then means I need to build a nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor is going to need 200 workers, which means I need to find more housing. Now, been asked many times why I don't upgrade the houses, and it's quite a simple answer. Why I try and stay with tier 1 housing for as long as possible, and then stay with tier 2 housing for as long as possible before I finally go to tier 3 housing. Why am I showing mechanical parts? More maintenance. Can I upgrade? Well, I probably don't need to upgrade you. Oh shit, that might put a steel shortage on things. Let's just unpause you for now. Hang on. Added you. Unit 18. You make 24. Yeah, that should be fine. All right. As I was saying, One of the reasons I don't upgrade housing, and I try and stay on the current tier of housing for as long as possible, is each different tier of housing has different requirements. The first tier of housing is 94 workers. It means I upgrade you as well. Cool. Let's do that. All right. The first tier of housing. First tier of housing is always great. It does what it's meant to do, but it does come with a couple of catches. It does give you a small unity bonus if you give it water and power. If you don't give it water and power, well, then you don't get that 50% unity bonus. Also, it has an increased demand of 10% extra electricity and also 5% extra water over the same amount of population in a standard house. When you go to T3 housing, things change. You get a 100% bonus, but it now means that you need to give them glass rocking chairs as well. As we only just got glass rocking chairs up and running, this is why I haven't bothered upgrading any houses till right about now, because otherwise I wouldn't get this 100% unity bonus. I would still get the 20% increased demand in electricity and 10% in water over the 10 and 5 we had previously, but, oh, that was too many teraflops. Oh boy. More. You're full. You don't have a request on you. That seems like a problem. Low supply of coal. Okay, you're meant to be deleted. Cancel. Oh, fine. Shift delete. Delete. Okay, you'll eventually delete out. So, yeah, it means I'd have that increased cost in, well, power and also water without getting that bonus. And something just went short. What went short? Water? Oh. That's a 450 pipe. That's a 200 pipe. There's your problem. Okay, 450 pipe, start to end, brings our 450 poop down here. You process 160, you process 160, that's 320 total. You, sir, output 215. Yeah, it all flowed through. It's just I had a... You just gonna park there? Just gonna park there. Just gonna park there. All right, yes, so that should process, what did I say, 200? 200 means they're fine. Water out should be fine, I hope. That's a 450. That's a 450. Oh, we're dumping extra water onto that. At least there's some water going away. You're not maxed out. Nah, it looks to be okay. I hope. Yeah, we're fine. We're just backlog. Okay. Mechanical parts. The number is 26. All right. We'll come back to that. Okay. So, Mr. Truck has moved all the waste from there to there, which means it didn't irradiate anybody. We're going to turn that off, and well, I can remove that as well. You are going to keep full. You are going to process all my nuclear waste. I don't need you boosted. And you're going to give me blue fuel. Blue fuel is going to come over here. It's going to go into the reactor. Cool. Reactor needs a couple of things. First off, I need to have at least 40 core fuel to start this bad boy up. Now, when I process this, pause. When I drag this up, we're going to be burning 1 core fuel. 1 core fuel is going to give us 1 spent fuel. Also, as a side project, side effect, you might call it, is the reactor is going to get warm. Because it's going to get warm, it needs a blanket. Because it has a blanket, it's going to produce 1.2 blanket fuel. The enriched blanket fuel. Now, the enriched blanket fuel needs to go somewhere. It is going to be going back over to here, where, of course, I need to make more fuel. Now, you, for every 10 spent fuel, are going to give me back 8 fuel. So if you process through it, level 1, after, 10 seconds, you're going to give me 10 spent fuel, and you are going to give me back 8 of those core fuel for free. So that's very, very good. Well, mostly for free. It's going to cost me a little bit of acid, a little bit of molten glass, a little bit of steel, but it's an 80% return, which means I need to find an extra 20%. Now, I can keep making fuel. I can keep making core fuel from, well, enriched uranium plus some salt will give me some core fuel, and that's pretty much my only option to make core fuel. But if I take my enriched blankets, my very, very enriched blankets, and I de-enrich them by, well, removing all their riches, well, I get normal blanket fuel back, plus I get some core fuel. Now, core fuel is, well, what I'm looking for. The catch is I need to have 15 of these, which will give give me 12 of those and 3 of those. When you're processing through, well, you're going to give me 1.2, which means for every 10 core fuel in, I'm going to get, 12 blanket fuel out. 12 blanket fuel popped back through this process means that I'm going to get out not 3 core fuel, but I'm going to get more than the 2 that it requires. So actually this ends up being a core fuel positive process, which means when it comes to your fast burning reactors, you can just put in normal core fuel and get back normal core fuel spent, and spend that 20% cost on making more fuel. Now, making more fuel requires you have more enriched uranium, which means I need to have more uranium, which means, where is that ship? The ship is there. The ship is processing. The ship is, you guys are all running. You are. And you're actually running flat out, and I'd love to give you a uni bonus, but I can't. You process 1.44, you make 0.75. So I'm making 1.5, I'm making 3, and you can only process, less than that. It gives me 0.38. 0.38 turns into, I need 3 of those. So it's a very, very long time for me to get a little bit of core fuel. It's very, very expensive. Yeah, but once I have enough core fuel, I can turn this on. We should be in a situation, where I could get some blanket fuel, process that in enriched fuel. The enriched fuel should then give me a net positive process, and I just need to do that enough times that I end up being net positive on my fuel, core fuel that is, and everything runs perfectly fine. There is a catch, there is a giant catch, and that is, the giant catch is I'm out of time. So because I'm out of time, I can't actually turn on the nuclear reactor. So this episode also means I haven't fixed my fuel problem. I still definitely have a fuel problem. Nope, that I don't care about. Probably don't care about that either. That I definitely don't care about. Turn that off. And that is still empty. And you had 2.6, you now had 2.7, which means that's fine. Actually, you know what? Technically, 94 workers. Technically, going to turn that on for a little while till that goes away, and that should solve that problem. So I'd like to have a little bit of a backup. You still have not improved at all. And I do have some electronics 2, 3, which is good. And science is running flat out, which is very, very good because we're down to just the solar panels. Once the solar panels are done, I'm all out of science. I don't have to do anything else. And how much do you have in you? You have 40. Process harder. I don't know how many science points I need to finish off the research. And trying to time that perfectly is just not going to happen. 83%. Yeah, I've tried. I can't. The maths behind exactly how much science you need to do, how many science packs you need to do any tier of research is something I've tried to work out. It's possible, but these ways just counting. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on you to make more servers, because I'm going to need more servers in the not too distant future. And the other thing I need to do is I need to leave this video here. We're going to leave this video here. We're going to come back next episode. Next episode, we should have enough fuel that I should be able to turn this bad boy on. In the meantime, I do have a whole lot of blanket fuel. Blanket fuel is very, very important. 1, because I can make it very cheaply with this machine. 2, because then we get even cheaper with this machine. And just shove it in that pipe. And, get rid of a whole lot of, spicy fuel. Spicy fuel that I don't really want anymore. Also, if you're curious, it's non-radioactive anymore. So if I click that button, nothing bad happens. But with all that said and done, I'm going to call this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.